be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. The Lord said, confession good for the soul. So right now,
all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you. I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with bruh, even though we did the wrong thing. My life would've been a lot different if I fell up under Rob's wing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fence. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in them streets, you get more endemic. They don't tell you gonna be on papers and on restrictions. My father said a hard head to make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In a place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court. From the DC school, I swear it felt like I crawled on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Asked me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50 and what's gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world and I started running fast. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. Go ahead. All I wanted was to be a gangster. iSUPK until it hit the fan. I want power and a throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand, gotta promote this brand. Correct whole multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crown, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone more mighty, make me this hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jam. Shit, I needed help. But Twan was locked up and the judge put man on the shelf. Had me crying cause it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lie, pump smoke. One time for the most high, he made me a cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my
Shalom, Israel. This is the iSUPK. Start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commander General Yohana, 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. If you're not in Commander General Yohana, 1969 on iSUPK, you're not in the truth. Right. Officer Gazak Shapar, Officer Sharban Yahawada, we're going to teach the Sabbath services here in South Carolina. You know, guys have any questions, type in the chat. We're going to do this, and I know people had a long week. We're going to do the Sabbath services, and we're going to Madium. Okay, blow the horn. That's good. All right. You know what to do, right? Okay. There you go.
La Yashrala.
La Shala. Okay, gonna pick the scrolls. Okay. Sarla Yahakwadam means turn and face the east. I'm going to read the Lord's Prayer. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabashamayim.
Shabashamayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakutka.
Malakutka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Tazayaka.
Tazayaka.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Ashah.
Ashah.
Arataza.
Arataza.
Hawa.
Hawa.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalakinawa.
Kawawakinawa.
Kawawakinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kasalakinawa.
Kawawakinawa.
Kawawakinawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Taba'ayinawa.
Taba'ayinawa.
Manasayawan.
Manasayawan.
Kabal.
Kabal.
Awashayanawa.
Awashayanawa.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Rai.
Rai.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Akah.
Akah.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Bahala.
Bahala.
Bahathaparath.
Bahathaparath.
Awlanyam.
Malanya.
Aman.
Aman.
What I said in the English. Our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom,
thy kingdom,
come.
come,
Thy will be done.
thy will be done
in earth,
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day,
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread,
And forgive us our debts,
and forgive us our
as
debts,
we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our
And
debtors,
lead us not,
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us, from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
power,
the power,
and the glory,
and glory,
forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen.
Amen.
A cock to power. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Abakashah.
Abakashah,
Thalanawa.
Thalanawa,
Hakak.
Hakak,
Hakak.
Hakak,
Larapa'ah.
Larapa'ah.
Talmalakah.
Talmakala.
Wakal Marawa.
Wakal Marawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Amatazariam.
Amatazariam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwiam.
Lahakwiam.
Amathiam.
Amathiam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Arakawaf.
Arakawaf.
Amatala.
Amatala.
Nagarsham.
Nagarsh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Tawara.
the water.
Aman.
Amen.
What was said in the English was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
please give us the power.
please give us the
The
power,
power to heal.
power to heal
All manner of sickness.
all manner of
All
sickness,
manner of disease.
and all manner of
The
disease,
power to cleanse the lepers.
power to cleanse the lepers,
Power to raise the dead.
power to raise the dead,
Power against unclean spirits.
power against unclean
to
spirits,
cast them out.
cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua,
Thank you.
thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak Lanawa,
Basharala.
Basharala,
Layabayah.
Layabayah,
Sapariam.
Sapari,
Barak Rapa'ah.
Barak Arapah,
Magan.
Magan,
Magan.
Magan,
Bless Commanding General Yohana.
Commander General Yohana,
All of the captains.
All of the captains.
All of the generals.
all of the generals,
All of the captains.
all the captains,
All of the officers.
all the officers,
All of the sisters.
all the sisters,
All of the children.
all the children,
And all the families of Israel.
and all the families of Israel, all of Israel,
All of Israel.
and the Gentiles of
The
Israel.
Gentiles of Israel.
That's it.
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashim Yahushua,
Wada.
the water.
Aman.
Amen.
What we just said was, in the English, Lord, in the name of Yahushua. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Bless us.
bless us
And Israel.
and Israel
And the school.
and the school.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Anyanya,
Anyanya,
Awariam,
Awariam,
Ayan,
Ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azoria,
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 Ma'ayin,
Ma'ayin,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashah,
Ashah,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalyaka,
Regalyaka,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Ana'ala'ah,
Ana'ala'ah,
Anawam,
Ayanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Ayashan,
Ayashan,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Yashamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Yamamam,
Yamamam,
Ashamash,
Ashamash,
La'ah,
Ya'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Walayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashamarka,
Ashamarka,
Nakal Rai,
Nakal Rai,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Afnapashka,
Afnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashamar,
Ashamar,
Kaza'atka,
Kaza'atka,
Wabawatka,
Wabawatka,
Ma'atam,
Ma'atam,
Ma'aid,
Ma'aid,
Awalam.
Awalam.
What we said in the English was, I will lift up my eyes
I will lift up my eyes
to the hills,
to the hills,
which cometh my help.
which cometh my
My
help.
help cometh from Yahweh,
My help coming from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy
He
foot to be
He
moved.
that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is a shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right
The
hand.
sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
Lord shall preserve thy going
and
out
thy coming in,
and thy coming
from
in
this time forth
from this time forth,
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adamaya,
Adamaya, Laka,
Athakarash,
Athakarash,
Wayal,
Wayal,
Shakwat,
Shakwat,
All, Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabadika,
Awayabadika,
Yahamam,
Yahamam,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Awash,
Awash,
Almakah,
Almakah,
Yarmawa,
Yarmawa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Ayatha,
Yawatazawa,
Tazawa, Salaki,
Yatazawa,
Yatazawa,
Altazawanyaka,
Atazawanyaka,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Ala'ah,
Ala'ah,
Makazar,
Makazar,
Sham,
Sham,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Awada,
Awada,
Haya,
Haya,
Natazawa,
Natazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Lakadwa,
Lakadwa,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Dariya,
Dariya,
Akarwatwa,
Akarwatwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adamam,
Adamam,
Washama,
Wachamar,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Ma'aba,
Ma'aba,
Agariam,
Agariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Mawan,
Mawan,
Malak,
Malak,
Alashat,
Alashat,
Amyashabyaka,
Amyashabyaka,
Tazawa,
Tazawa,
Gamashawa,
Gamashawa,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Sarawat,
Sarawat,
Labanya,
Labanya,
Lawat,
Wat,
Salah,
Salah,
Ashab,
Ashab,
Laham,
Laham,
Gamadia,
Gamadia,
Kasai,
Kasai,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Gabadia,
Gabaya,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Bakwashwan,
Bakwashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayan,
Ayan,
Ara,
Ara,
Ayawa,
Ayawa,
Daman,
Zaman,
Ladama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Ayamawa,
Ayanawa,
Ara,
Ara,
Wakazabak,
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 Wakadazal,
Wakadazal,
Bana'at,
Bana'at,
Kanasayamwa,
Kanasayamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Armawa,
Armawa,
Ashar, Ashar,
Ashar, Ashar,
Lamawa,
Lamawa,
Af,
Ath,
Na'awaf,
Na'awaf,
Alahaya,
Alahaya, Alahaya,
Sham Yatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Galia,
Galia, Galia,
Lakwash,
Lakwash,
Lapanya,
Lapanya,
Raka'ah,
Raka'ah,
Ash,
Ash,
Taba'arya,
Tabarya, Ara,
Wakalaba,
Wakalaba,
Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Awariam,
Awariam,
Khan,
Khan,
Aradakma,
Aradakma,
Masa'araka,
Masa'araka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Napathka,
Napathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'at,
Mala'at,
Alaham,
Alaham,
Walawan,
Walawan,
Wayabashwa,
Wayabashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Labashwa,
Wayabahalya,
Wayabahala,
Aya'aid,
Ade Ai,
Wayakarapa,
Wayakarapa,
Wayakapawa,
Wayakarapa, Salaki,
Waya,
Waya,
Abawa,
Abawa,
Wayadawa,
Wayadawa,
Kaya'ata,
Kaya'ata,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Lebadka,
Lebad,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Akol,
Akol,
Aratazah.
Aratazah.
Sar? Put the screw. Put the screws in. Come on, dude. We're gonna pick up, what we said, where we at?
Oh, we had Genesis 50.
We'll pick up in Genesis 50. We're going to read 7 verses. Okay? And the Hebrew, tell them where you at.
We're at the book of Genesis, chapter 50, verse 1. Wayapala, Wayasa, Al, Panaya, Abayawa, Waya Baka, Waya Baka, say, Salaki. Allah, Alayawa, Waya Salah, Lawa, verse 2. Waya Tazawa, Wayasa, Ata, Abadiyawa, Ata, Hara, Harapa, Ayam, Lacha, Nata, Ata, Abba, Yawa, Wayacha, Natawa, Hara, Pa'ayam, Ata, Yasha'al, verse 3. Wayama, La'awa, Lawa, Araba, Ayam, Yawam, Kaya, Khan, Yama, La'awa, Yamaya, Hacha, Natayam, Waya, Bakawa, Atawa, Matazari, Shaba, Ayam, Yawam, verse 4. Waya'a, Barawa, Yamaya, Bayakatawa, Wayada, Bara, Yawasa, Allah, Bayata, Para, Aha, La'a, Mara, Ama, Na'a, Mataza, Ataya, Kana, Ba'ai, Yana, Salaki, Ba'ai, Yanaya, Come, Daba, Rawa.
What base you on? 5, 6.
I'm on verse 5. I'm in chapter, verse 5. Verse
Okay.
5.
All right.
Na'a, Ba'a, Zanaya, Para, Aha, La'a, Mara. Now I'm on verse 5. So like verse 5.
Okay.
Abaya, Hasa, Baya, Anaya, La'a, Mara, Hanaya, or Hanaya, Ana, Kaya, Mata, Bakwa, Baraya, Ashar, Kara, Yataya, Laya, Ba'arataza, Kana'ain, Shema, Takwa, Baranaya, Wa'ai, Ta, A'ai, Laha, Na'a, Wa'a, Kwabara, Ata, Abaya, Wai'a, what's it like? Wa'ai, Shawaba, verse 6. Waya'ai, Mara, Para'ah, Ilah, Alaha, Wakwa Bara, Ata, Abba Yaka, Ka'ai Sarah, Hasha Bayaka, verse 7. Waya'ai, Waya'ala, Yawasa, Lakwa Bara, Ata, Abba Yawa, Waya'ai Lawa, Atawa, Ka, Abadia, Para'ai, Zakwa Naya, Bayatawa, Wakal, Zakwa Naya, Arataza, Mataza Rayam. That's it right there.
Good. Get it for me up. See if you can get it on your phone. Okay. Yes, we just read. We're going to get it in the English. Genesis chapter 50, and started about started 49 and 28. We get a little background before we go up to 50 there when you get time there, Bob with Shah, officer.
Okay. Genesis 49, 28.
Yeah, let's get, because what it is it talked about. We're gonna go to 28 where it talks about how the Most High situated. And what we talked about actually last night, last Wakadash class, how he told what the 12 tribes of Israel would be and how they were, and Jacob was given a blessing to all of his sons, and where they would be and what they're called, Judah, Yahweh thanks, the Benjamin, son of right, and then this picks up right here. We talked about it. Benjamin was the last one there. We talked about a wolf. So pick it up in verse 28 and go all the way to 7.
Come.
Okay.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, verse 28.
Right.
All these are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
And this is that their father spake unto them and blessed them. Everyone according to his blessing, he blessed them.
Yes, that's right. See, Jacob gave all his sons blessings, man. And he even took the time to give Joseph 2 sons blessings, Ephraim and Manasseh,
right.
That's the Puerto Rican and the Cubans. So finish reading there.
Come. Verse 29.
Right.
And he charged them and said unto them, I am to be gathered into my people.
Be what?
I am to be gathered into my people.
That means he want him to bring him back to his people. Finish reading.
Bury me with my fathers.
Right.
In the cave that is in the field of Ephraim the Hittite. Verse 30. In the cave that is in the field of the Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field of Ephraim and the Hittite for possession of a burying place.
Right. And then see, that's why Abraham bought. That's why our people, we buy what we want. We don't have to have nobody gift us anything. It was our custom to bury people, put our people in the ground. So we had to have a field to bury them in. So that's what Jacob was telling Joseph and his people, don't leave me here in this Egyptian land and this Hamite land, Ham City over here.
Right.
Get me out of this Canaanite, get me out of this Canaan, man, and bring me back to my people. That's what he wanted. Finish reading for me, walk the shop.
Verse 31. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife.
Right.
There they buried Isaac and Rebekah, his wife.
Right.
And there I buried Leah.
Right. And because he had, Jacob had how many wives? Rachel and Leah.
Rachel and Leah coming.
And so he's telling you that's where he buried Leah. So that's but finish reading for me. Verse 32.
Verse 32. The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth.
Right. And that just goes to show you, you can have more than, a man can have multiple wives. That's how do you think Israel got started? With Jacob and Leah, right?
Right.
A lot of people just don't think about it. And what else were they? They were sisters. he worked 14 years, 7, then 7 more, man.
Right.
You know, for Laban, you know, tricked him into working for the, oh man, no, you got to have the elders, you know. Oh, no, he wanted the prettiest one, but he wound up marrying both of them sisters, and that's how the Most High works.
That's right.
A man can have more than one wife. If he wants to have one wife, that's fine. But if he can have multiple wives, that's fine. If that's what he wants. If he wants to have one wife, you know, Solomon had what? 1,000 wives, 700 concubines.
Right.
So, you know, a man can have more than one wife.
Dang.
So we got our women out there, you know, share your man. Am I right?
That's what the Bible says.
Share. You're gonna have to share, because when you pick wives, that one man, that's your man. You can't go around letting Zarai go all up in you. You know, you have that one time. That's what that man's for, is to put that seed in you. Bring that baby out. You incubate that baby. You don't go around sitting there. And what the Bible said, there'll be no whores in Israel.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That's right. No, you're right.
No whores and no sodomites, right?
That's right.
So you know that woman, you got to stay with that one man. But that man, that don't make him a whore. Listen, he could go out and have many wives. Go ahead.
That's like if I may, even if people don't really believe in the Bible,
right,
I'm gonna break it down so you can believe in polygamy for the male. Say a woman wanted to have more than one husband, and you know what I'm saying, both of the husbands trying to get her pregnant, and then you know what I'm saying, they don't know who the baby daddy is simply because she's sleeping with Roscoe one day, the next day she want to sleep with Jenkins, and they both trying to get the same goal because the woman's in baby fever.
Damn right. That's why you have to know whose baby that is.
Right.
You don't go around. Women don't go around just sleeping around with anybody, man. The Most High has things set up for you in Deuteronomy 28, how to marry, the marriage contract. You know, get in iSUPK and find out who you are. That's why we have an understanding. We break down the scripture so you'll understand who you're supposed to marry and who you're not, and you know, and that's why we don't have no homosexuals up in this.
That's right.
And the Bible don't teach that. They don't
right.
teach that. You know, it's you just don't do that. That's not something we do. But anyway, get back to where we at, verse 31.
Verse 31.
Yeah, go back. Yeah, read 31 for me if you could, Bob.
Okay, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 31.
Uh-huh.
There they buried Abraham and Sarah, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
There they buried Isaac and Rebekah, his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And there I buried Leah.
See right there. So like what I say, yeah, Isaac and Rebekah. Yeah, that's right. I said that right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, okay, Rebekah. Isaac had Rebekah. Gotcha. Verse 32. Go ahead.
Verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
The purchase of the field and of the cave that is therein was from the children of Heth.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Verse 33. And when Jacob had made an end of commanding his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed
and did what?
And yielded up the ghost.
What does it mean to yield up the ghost? Go ahead.
It's like if I make yielded up the ghost, he passed on. He died.
That's right. He yielded up the ghost. You know, the Bible often calls the spirit the Ruach, the ghost. You know, because you can't see that, and that's something the Most High. You can't really kill what the Most High has made. Right. So it goes back to the Most High, and the dirt, of course, goes to the ground. You know, the Bible's full of understandings. The Most High is full of knowledge and understanding. He lets us know what's going on. It basically, he gathered up his feet like a baby would gather his feet in a womb. He was trying to get his heat, man. He was cold. That's what I hear when you see most. You know, when you talk to people before they're dying, man, you know, in their last days, you know, I'm cold. You got to put an extra blanket on them. That's what they mean. He gathered up his feet, man. He's cold because he know he's getting ready to die. That's what this means. Finish for it, read for me. What did he do? He yielded up the ghost. Finish, read for me.
And was gathered unto his people. Verse 50. Verse 50. And Joseph fell upon his father's face.
Right.
And wept upon him.
Right. And it was and did what?
And kissed him.
Yeah, it was a custom, man. Because they were mourning. You know, it fell on his face, man. And he's in mourning, man, because his dad died. You know, he's talking about his dad came down there, Jacob thought Joseph was dead, man. But it's good that he saw his dad, you know, and they exuberant, man. They in jubilee. And it happened. Then of course he knew he had to sit there and say, "Look, I'm getting old, man. I just wanted to make sure." And it was prophecy that would happen, that Joseph would go to Egypt anyway, and peradventure or just perhaps. as explained in the Bible, is what I heard anyway from definition. Just perhaps, in other words, the Bible gave us an understanding of what all these 12 tribes is going to be, and so that's what Joseph's daddy Jacob was naming off, and he wanted to be buried back in his land because nobody wanted to die over there. It's almost like if you're going to, because I was like months from going to Vietnam myself.
Right.
I mean, my buddies got killed there. I was months, and some of them died over there. Now that's why America picked their remains up and bring them back here. Nobody really wants to die in a foreign land, man.
That's right.
And of course, that's what this was. Okay, pick up word, verse 50 and verse 2.
Verse 52. Yeah, verse 50 and verse 2. Chapter 50, verse 2. Select. And Joseph commanded his servants, the physician, to embalm his father. And the physician embalmed Israel.
Embalm, that was when you embalm, apparently that's a custom that Israel had also. They probably taught it to the Egyptians, for that matter, how to embalm them. They take out their insides and embalm them, because you see a lot of pharaohs over there, they embalm. But he embalmed his dad, man, because he's gonna put him in land. That kind of slows the decay process a little bit, because they embalm them with fluid and then slowing it down. So why would you want to slow the embalming process down? I mean the decay down, to keep the smell down.
Right.
To keep it down so people can see him, so it won't, because the body starts to what's rigor mortis. They get rigid. It's gonna set in rigor mortis, man, and they embalm them. So that's the understanding of that one. But I mean, you can look it up if you want to, embalm. If you see, look up embalm. If you could for me, Baba Kushab.
Definition or
just look up the definition of embalm, and then to see. But if I'm not mistaken, that's what it means. Let's just look it up anyway.
Is embalm the definition?
Right.
Preserve a corpse from decay.
Right. Keep it from decaying. The rigor mortis, embalm. That's what that fluid is. That strong stuff, man. Y'all ever been in there? I tell you what it smells like. You ever been in the lab where a lot of more people, we cut up frogs in class. We cut up sharks, cats, all kind of stuff, man. And that fluid that you smell all just stink, man. But it would smell worse than that if they didn't have that embalming fluid. But that's what embalming fluid is. It's a very strong fluid. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's made of, but that's what it is. And I'm pretty sure they had something like that. They embalmed their daddy, man, to keep the decay down. Not that they were trying to worship that, in a sense. It's just to keep the smell down, so people can say, okay, that's Joseph. Now let's put him in the grave.
Most definitely. So they can, so they can get him there without, smelling him while they on the adventure.
And then that's good. Right. That's exactly very good observation. That's exactly right. Right, Sharp. Because what it is that they had to. He was right. They had to get him there. It ain't like they just. Where were they at? Egypt.
Right.
And where were they laying at? 3 days journey, walking, or something, 4 weeks or something. So they had to get him there. You don't want smelling all over the place, so they had to embalm him. Good damn right. Damn right. Okay, that makes sense. Now let's go finish reading verse 3 here.
Verse 3. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed.
What? 40 days.
Dang.
Right, it takes that long. That's why you see on some of those, tombs, man, sennacheribs and writings on the stone over there in Egypt, how they took time to embalm their pharaoh, because they had another agenda over there trying to think that he's going to come back in the afterlife and all that dumb craziness. They were just embalming them in common sense just to keep the smell down, man, and do what they had to do. But this took a 40-day process. Finish reading up the Bible, verse 3, start that.
The start of the
okay. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And 40 days were fulfilled for him. For so are fulfilled the days of those which are embalmed. Right. And keep slacking. And the Egyptians mourned for him 70 days.
Now, how much is 70 days? It took 40 days to do that. 70 is how many? He mourned for him. That's a long time to be doing mourning.
One score is like, it's like if I made one score is like 100, right?
No, it's Total, it'll be 70. The score is 20, 20, 20, 20, then 10.
Gotcha.
70 years is what it took.
Okay.
70 days. It's like it. Good God. 70 days they mourn for him. That's like, what, over 2 months, man?
Yep, over 2 months.
God dang. Okay, finish reading for me, Papa Kashad. Verse 4.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found grace in your eyes,
Right.
speak, I pray you,
Right.
in the ears of Pharaoh, saying,
Right.
Verse 5,
Uh-huh.
My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die, in my grave which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan.
Right.
There shalt thou bury me.
Right.
Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again.
And what's this mean is that, go ahead, go ahead. What
Oh,
does this mean?
It's like about me. From what I'm getting out of the text, it seemed like Joseph was trying to get permission from the Pharaoh.
Right, exactly right. He's trying to get permission from the Pharaoh, because that Pharaoh's still the ruler there, man. It's the Pharaoh to Joseph to say, look, can I go and bury my daddy where? In the land that his forefathers lie.
That's right.
Right now, in the cave of Machpelah. They did bury his back here at Ephraim, the Hittite field of Mamre. All them caves, stuff like that. They had that burial place. They didn't want to die in Egypt. In that land, they ain't know that land, man. They knew right then we are not Africans, man, and they didn't want to be buried in a land who's not their people. That just makes sense, man. But that's what he wanted to do. So they had to embalm him and go through that long journey, man, and set up. And then he was asking the Pharaoh to say, look, give me permission, like the officer said, give me permission, man, that I can go and get myself and get my family and bury them, man. Bury my dad, but he got to ask permission from the Pharaoh. Anytime you do something, the king got to know. In other words, he needed a passport.
Right.
and so to speak.
Right.
He need like today, because we can't even walk out of a country. Like they were like sort of captive, man.
Right.
They were captive. So he had to ask who? The Pharaoh. It's just that's how we're captive. We're not free to go where we want to go. What we got to do? We got to go down there and get us a passport. Man. So he was asking for Pharaoh, could you write me out a passport? Go ahead.
You gotta have a license, get in the car.
That's right.
All the other stuff.
Yeah. And then when you drive a car, you don't have a right to drive down that street. It's called a privilege. And trust me, you don't think Edomite white devils let you know that, look here, this is a privilege, man. And listen, man, we don't give us no rights, and the Pharaoh didn't give him no rights unless you ask the Pharaoh. You got to go to the Pharaoh and ask all this. You just don't come up and say, man, I got an automatic passport. So that's what they prepared the body and all that in hopes that, okay, Pharaoh gonna let me do it. Okay, finish read. What we at?
We had verse 6.
Go to verse 5. I don't think we read that. I prayed in here. Go back to verse 4 again. I'm sorry.
Verse 4?
Uh-huh.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50 and verse 4. And when the days of his mourning were past, Joseph spake unto the house of Pharaoh, saying, If now I found grace in your eyes, speak, I pray you, in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, verse 5, My father made me swear, saying, Lo, I die, in my grave which I have digged for me in the land of Canaan.
Land of Canaan. That's the land that the Most High had given him, the land of milk and honey. Go ahead.
There shall thou bury me. Now therefore let me go up, I pray thee, and bury my father, and I will come again.
Right. Just bury my father, man. And I will what?
I will come again.
I will come again. Wow. I pray thee and bury my father, and I will come again. Go ahead and read verse 6.
Verse 6. And Pharaoh said, Go up and bury thy father, according as he had made thee swear.
Right. And Pharaoh gave him that passport.
Gave
him that permission, man. Wrote it up. Said, go ahead. Because that's what we. Go ahead.
That's like I just basically Pharaoh said, no sweat. Go ahead, handle that business. Go ahead, handle that
business, man. So you had to go through the Pharaohs, man. You had to go through. Then we were in captivity, just like I like to reiterate, man. You got to go through Esau for everything. That's what the Bible said. You shall be going to him for all
Yep.
things.
Come on.
You know, for bread, for water, for clothing, every damn thing. You had to go through Pharaoh. We've always been in captivity, man. That's what this comes from. Verse 7, go ahead, read.
Verse 7. And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it. The elders of the house and all the elders of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, go. You're gonna get me out. Go back to the
so-
Hebrew.
Yep.
And read. What do you got?
Verse 8.
1, 2. All the way to 14.
Gotcha.
From 8 to 14 for me in the Hebrew. Tell them where you at.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50, and verse 8. Were called
In the Hebrew.
in the Hebrews, like it. Were called Bayath, Yawasap, Wa'a, Chayawa, Wabayath, Abayawa, Rakwa, Tapam, Tapama, Tapam, so like Wataza, Anam, Waba, Korum, Aiza, Bawa, Ba'a, Rataza, Koshan, verse 9. Waya'al, Waya'ala, Amawa, Salaki, Imawa, Gum, Rakaba, Gum, Para, Shayam, Wayahaya, Hama, Khana, Kabai, Ma'ada, verse 10. Wayaba, Awa, Ai, Garan, Ha'ata, Ha'atada, Ashor, Ba'ai, Bara, Haya, Radan, Waya, Sapa, Dawa, Sham, Masa, Pada, Koda, Wala, Wakabada, oh, what's it like it? Wakabada, Ma'ada, Waya, what's it like it? Waya Asha, La'a, Bayawa, Abala, Shaba'ai, Da, Yamam, it's like it. Yamayam, verse 11. Waya Ra'a, Yawa, Shabah, Ha'aratza, Haka, Na'aya, it's like it. Haka, Na'ai, Naya, Ata, Ha'a, Bala, Baga, Run, Ha'ai, Tada, Waya, Amarawa, Abala, Kabai, Zaha, Lama, Taza, Rayam. So like Lama Tazarian.
What is it?
Uh,
Tazarium?
Yep, La is to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
To Egypt.
Exactly.
Al, Khan, or Kana,
Canaan.
yep, Khan.
Okay.
Kora'a, Shema, Abala, so like Abal, Matazah Rayam, Ashor, Ba'ai Bara, Haya Radan, verse 12. Waya'ai Shawa, Bana Yawa, Lawa, Kana, Ka'a Shara, Taza, Wayam, Tazawam, verse 13. Wayasha, Awa, Atawa, Banayawa, Aratazaha, Kana'ain, Waya, Kwaba Rawa, Atawa, Bama, Arata, Shada, Hama, Hama, Kapa Laha, Ashur, Konaha, Abba, Raham, Ata, Hasha, Da, La'a, Chazata, Kobara, Ma'ata, Aparan, Hakataya, Al, Panaya, Mamara'a. Verse 14. Stop it there.
Stop.
Okay, go ahead and read. Wayasha, Yawasa, Mataza, Rayam, Hawa'a, Wa'a, Hayawa, Wakal, Ha'ai, Layam, Atawa, Lakwa, Bara, Ata, Abayawa, Hacha, Raya, Koba, Rawa, Ata, Abayawa.
Okay. All right. Good. And so let's pick it up. Let's read in the English, verse 8 all the way through 14 there, if you could, Baba Bashar.
Gotcha. Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50, and verse 8.
Right.
And all the house of Joseph,
Yeah.
and his brethren,
Right.
and his father's house,
Right.
only their little ones, and their flocks, and their herds, they left in the land of Goshen.
You know, they left it there because this is an arduous task, man. It's the only thing I can think about that. This is an arduous task, a strong, hard job to do, to have a funeral or to take the dad back there. That's a long journey, man. I mean, you know, because they would have to take food for everybody. So they left what? They left the little ones there.
Mm-hmm.
They left their flocks there because you have to feed them on that way, on that journey.
Mm-hmm.
And what else?
And their herds.
And their herds. Just left them there right in Goshen, right there around Egypt, you know, in that area. And where else? And they did what? And they left in the land of Goshen, right? Verse 9.
Verse 9. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen.
Right.
And it was very great company.
A very great company. So what they're saying, they had a big funeral procession. Because, you know, you don't just, back then, you didn't just rent a plane. Okay, they got the passport, they got the permission. You don't just rent a plane. You don't just listen, they had to travel in camels and caravans and horses. Mm-hmm. Man, this stuff, like, you had to feed these animals, man. They don't just automatically go there. Feed them, water, you know. This is a long journey, man. This is work to take his dad back to the land. That's why he says swear. And the dad knew that. Anybody that died in another land would know that. Get me out of here. You know, it's going to take money. It's going to take that journey. That's why they left their main family, all their family, small family members. Go ahead.
And if I may, you know how the hearses are. You know, people following the hearse. A lot great company following the hearse on the roads out here.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
Yeah,
it's a funeral procession, man. That's what it is. It's a long one. It just happened to be to a whole nother state.
Dang.
It happened to be to a whole nother town. I mean, you know, you talking about from Egypt. I think it's like you can walk there in about 3 or 4 days, man. It took that to go all the way to Canaan, up to Israel, you know, where them fake Ashkenazi Jews are right now, to where the pyramids are. That's pretty much what they did. And walked all the way back there. That's what Joseph did, man, for his dad took his body back there. Where you at, verse 9?
Verse 10.
Verse 10, okay, go ahead.
And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan, and And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation.
Yeah. What's a lamentation? What's a sore lamentation? A lamentation is like crying, like they crying, they're mourning, they're weeping. Lament means to weep. But read, look up that definition. Let's make sure.
Gotcha.
Let's find out. That's what lament, if I believe it means.
Mm-hmm.
Sore. That means like very great, very sore, like agony, man. Like, cause this is Joseph, man. I mean, this is Jacob, man. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. This is the 12 tribe of Israel,
right.
man. This is his children. He was mourning. This is the man that seed Zariah had all these. So go ahead and read that. What's lamentation?
This is the Oxford Language Dictionary.
Right.
The meaning of lamentation.
Right.
The passionate expression of grief or sorrow, weeping.
Right. That's right, weeping. That's what I thought. It's weeping and mourning and sad. It's a sad occasion. We have a book called Lamentation. That's what that is. They're lamenting, man. They're crying because, what people do at a funeral? You got people go there with little rags and nowadays, they wiping their eyes. But if your mom and daddy just died, or your dad died, you're gonna lament. You're gonna weep, man. You're going to be sorry. You're gonna use sore. And the the threshing floor, I believe, is that's like you have these little rakes and you throw up in the wind the chaff. Look up threshing floor if you could for me, Bob.
Gotcha.
The threshing floor where you have the little wheat and you're separating the wheat from the chaff, so you can have the actual wheat seed to make bread with. And that's what the threshing floors was. They came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan. That means to say, if I'm not mistaken, read that definition for me, good.
Oxford Language Dictionary, the meaning of threshing floor, a hard, level surface on which grain is threshed with a flail.
Right, so that's what it is, a flail. They take that flail and they throw it up in the air, and then the wind will come by and blow the chaff away. Or what that word you use? The frail.
Oh, the flail.
It will blow all that chaff away, man, frail. And they use this little tool to throw it up in the air. You see people sometimes throwing it up in the wind. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a threshing floor. That's what that is. That's what I thought. And then what's left over is the wheat. That's the grain. That's where you make your lakam, your bread. And that's what that is. So they came to that threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan, and they mourned, man, with very sore lamentation. Pick up and read right there.
Gotcha.
If you could for me, Baba Kishah.
Let me get back to it. Like y'all.
We had take your time.
We had verse.
Let's start back on verse 10. Just read that.
Verse 10. And verse 10, book of Genesis chapter 50, verse 10. Mm-hmm. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond Jordan.
Right.
And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation.
That's right.
And he made a mourning for his father 7 days.
7 whole days, man. He's mourning with lamentation and weeping. Go ahead, finish reading.
Verse 11. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning," to the Egyptians.
Right. And the Canaanites, you're talking about these were Africans themselves. We'll finish reading.
Wherefore the name of it was called Abal-Mazraim, which is beyond Jordan.
Right.
Verse 12. And his sons did unto him according as he commanded them. Verse 13.
Right.
For his sons carried him into the land of Canaan,
right,
and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham bought with the field for possession of the burying place of Ephron the Hittite before Mamre.
Right.
Verse 14.
Right.
And Joseph returned to Egypt, he and his brother, and all that went up with him to bury his father after he buried his father.
That's exactly right. Okay, good. So we down to where Joseph goes. We're gonna go back to the Hebrew. We're gonna read 7. Pick up, and we're gonna read 7 more verses. 15 through
15.
21, I believe, right?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50,
Or 20, I'm sorry.
verse 15, in the Hebrew Assyrian Tanakh. Wayara awa, achaya, yawasap, kaya, mata, abba, yaham, waya, amaraya, arawawa. Let's do it over. Waya, amara, waya, waya, ama, rawa, lawa, yasha, tamanawa. So let me do it over. Washa, tama nawa, yawasa, waha, shaba, yasha, yaba, lanawa, ata, ka, hara, hara'ai, ashar, gama, lanawa, lawa, atawa. Verse 16. Wayataza, wawa, Allah, yawasa, la'a mara, aba yaka, tazawa, tazawaha, lapa naya, maya tawa, mawa tawa, la'a mara, 17. Kaha, ta'a marawa, laya wasap, ana'a, sha'a, na'a, pasha'ai, akha, yaka, wacha, ta'atam, kaya, ra'aha, gama, lawaka, wa'ai, taha, sha'a, na'a, lapa, sha'ai, abai, daya, Allah, haya, abai, yaka, waya, baka, yawasa, bada, bada, baram, alayawa. Verse 18. Waya, lakawa, gam, akhayawa, waya, palawa, lapa nayawa, waya, amarawa, hana nawa, laka, la'ai, badayam. Verse 19. Waya, amara, alaham, yawasa, Allah, taya, ra'awa, kaya, hata, hatakath, alahayam, anaya. Verse 20. Wa'atam, khasha, batam, alaya, ra'aha, alahayam, khasha baha, lata baha, lama ana, lama ain, salaki, asha, kayawam, hazaha, laha, khayata, rabah. Verse 21.
No, that's good. Verse 20, that's good. We go back to the English and pick it up on 15. Read all the way back to 20 there. It'll be 7 verses, right?
Gotcha, God.
Okay.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50 and verse 15.
All right.
And when Joseph's brethren saw that their father was dead, they said, Joseph will peradventure hate us, and will certainly requite us all the evil which we did unto him.
What this is saying, I
Dang.
mean, you know, now they feeling guilty and feeling like, you know, Joseph, man, you know, he's hey man, hey bro, you know, don't take us out of here for that reason. But you know, Joseph still had power there over Egypt, and it says that Joseph, his brother, saw his father when he was dead, man. It said Joseph gonna be mad at us, man. He gonna hate us. He gonna hate us because they knew what they did to Joseph, threw him in the ditch, man. And Reuben came back and said, man, what y'all done? What y'all done did, man? What have y'all done done to my brother down here? And he stayed there, and the whole story. And Joseph, they thought Joseph was going to be mad, because the dad dead. They knew he wouldn't do anything while the dad was alive, because it's a brother. But the dad was alive, and they tried to take him out. But the Most High got some things in store. Go ahead and finish reading for me. Will you, verse 16?
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And they sent a messenger to Joseph, saying, thy father did command before he died, saying, verse 17, so shall ye say unto Joseph, forgive, I pray thee now.
Forgive what?
Forgive.
What?
Forgive.
What?
Forgive.
To forgive. And that's what we have to do. I pray thee now. And then what's forgive? In iSUPK, we call that brotherhood.
That's right.
When you forgive your brother, man, for his trespasses and what they've done unto him, man. So they said, the Bible says to forgive for your trespasses, man. That's an act of brotherhood.
That's right.
In iSUPK, right?
Damn right.
Okay, so finish reading for me.
Forgive, I pray thee now, the trespass of thy brethren and their sin. For they did into the evil.
Right.
And now we pray thee.
And Slocky, and why you think that would be a sin?
As unbrotherly.
Not only, brother, they tried to kill him.
They tried to eat cum.
Put him in that hole. They came back and said, because they thought he was dead. The Bible says, thou shalt not. You're not supposed to murder somebody, man.
Right.
That's thou shalt not kill. And that Bible calls it murder. Ain't talking about go and kill anything else. It's that thou shalt not murder. That's what the Bible's saying.
Right.
So finish reading. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Bob's start. Yeah, go ahead.
For they did into the evil.
Okay, yeah, right. Got to start. I'm sorry, Slocky. Start over 17. I apologize.
Each one. So shall ye say unto Joseph, forgive, I pray thee now,
Right.
the trespass of thy brother.
Right.
And their sin.
Right.
For they did into the evil.
Right.
And now we pray thee, forgive the trespass of the servants of God.
That's right.
Of thy father.
Right.
And Joseph wept when they spake unto him.
Right. And Joseph was crying, man, because he can see. He saw that them brothers probably sitting over there, because Joseph said, look, you're going to bow down before me, man. And they were scared, man. Joseph had power, man. Take him out of here if he wanted to. He wasn't going to hurt his brothers. But go ahead. Finish reading for me, Barbara Shaw.
And Joseph wept when they spake unto him.
Right.
Verse 18.
Right.
And his brother also went and fell down before his face and said, behold, we be thy servants.
Read that again, I'm sorry, verse 18.
Verse 18.
Verse 18, yeah.
Verse 18. And his brethren also went and fell down before his face and said, behold, we be thy servants.
In other words, we be thy what?
Servants.
We be thy what?
Servants.
We be thy servants. It's saying that, look, man, we're going to do whatever you ask us to do now. And see, and what was the dream that Joseph had? That you're going to bow down to me, man. And that's the dream. They thought Joseph was arrogant back then, but the Most High saw all of this. All this is part of it. It had a cure for brotherhood. It had a cure for don't murder somebody. It had a cure for how to bury somebody. It had a cure for how to store up and land. This lesson here was great.
That's right.
It's a great lesson, man. And his brother, read that verse again, verse 18. Right.
Verse 18.
Right.
And his brethren also went and fell down before his face.
Right.
And they said, behold, we be thy servants.
We be thy servants, man. We ready to do what you asked us to do, because we know we done, I want to use another word, but we done screwed up. We know we messed up, man. We know we did. Putting you in that hole, my bro. You're not supposed to. That wasn't no game they were playing, man. They meant the boy to be killed. But finish reading that, verse 19.
Verse 19. And Joseph said unto them, fear not.
Fear what?
Fear not.
That means don't be afraid, man. Don't worry about it. Finish reading.
For am I in the place of God?
Right. And what's that saying? In other words, I'm not. It's not for me to judge you like that.
That's damn right.
It's not for me to judge you like that. It's for the Most High Yahweh.
That's
am
right.
I in the place of God? I say, nah, man. The next question is, I ain't in the place. In Iraq, the question says, I ain't in the place of God, the Most High. Go ahead. I ain't in the place of God. It's what I gotta do is allow the Most High to let this brotherhood work with me. Let it work with me, man. It says, and Joseph said unto them, fear not, for am I in the place of the Most High Yahweh? Because the Most High does that. We don't just go and do things the way we want to do things the way we feel. We have to operate and do what the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the name of Christ says, under Manica General Yohana. You have to, if in our rules in the UPK here in the Universal Practical Knowledge, School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man, we forgive our brothers here for when they trespass, man. And it's right here, even if it's, right here, it says even if it's murder. Even if it's attempted murder, I'm sorry, Kalaki. Even if it's attempted murder, whatever that is, it may be a hard lesson and pill to swallow. But if that's the case, it all depends on what the Most High says. That's a fact. But in this case right here, we're going to read verse 20, and we'll show you what the Most High really had in store for Joseph, man. We have to understand what brother, sometimes you have to throw down on a brother. Mm-hmm. But the Most High said this. Read verse 20 for me if you could, Baba Bashar.
Verse 20. But as for you,
right,
ye thought evil against me.
You thought what?
You thought evil against me.
What?
Thought evil against me.
You thought evil against me. Finish reading for me.
But God meant unto good.
Right, but God, the Most High, meant this to be good. You thought it was to be evil. In other words, to kill me. This ain't like, oh, we're gonna play a little game of hide and go seek. Man, they tried to kill this brother. You thought, but as for you, read from the top, I'm sorry, verse 20.
Mm-hmm. Verse 20, book of Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20.
Right.
But as for you, ye thought evil against me.
Ye thought evil against me. Finish reading for me,
But God meant it into good.
Right. The Most High meant it unto good. See, that's how the Most High work. You don't know how he's going to work, man. But finish reading for me, I'm sorry.
You talk.
You don't know how the Most High is working. You don't know how things going to turn out. So you don't go and act under your own direction, your own cognizance. You don't just step out on there. Like the Christian church do, man. I'm going to step out on faith. Listen, you follow the rules of this Bible. And the Bible says don't kill somebody. You just don't do things, chop off their hand and do it for no reason. You have to have a reason. You have to let the Most High work here under command of General Yohana and iSUPK. That's how that works there. You just don't do whatever you want. He says, but as for you, you thought it was to be evil. Salak it is. Salak for a second. Bob Bashar.
It's what?
Oh, man.
That's a long curse.
Sis. Yeah, they thought, read that from the top again. I'm Salaki Buffer Shop.
Come.
Have other students coming in.
Verse 20, book of Genesis chapter 50 and verse 20.
Right.
But as for you, ye thought evil against me.
Right. They thought evil against Joseph, man. I mean, they thought evil. They wanted to kill his brother. Finish reading.
But God meant it to good.
The Most High meant it unto good. Finish reading.
To bring to pass.
Right. To bring to pass. In other words, this is a prophecy. All the prophecies had to come back. All the stuff, they had to be in captivity. The Most High put all this in place so that they can be in the prophecies, the captivities, all the things that had to happen. He said had to bring it to what?
To bring it to pass.
To bring it to pass. Finish reading.
As it is this day.
As it is this day. That means right now. Look at us. Look where we are, man. Look where we're situated in Judah. And Negroes, Benjamin, West Indies, Levi, the Haitians, man, how they done beat us across the border over there and sending us back and deporting us, man. Simeon, the Dominican Republic, and how they treat people over there. I've been over there. Zebulon, Guatemalan. I met with a guy, Guatemalan, man. He cutting grass. He said, "Man, I ain't going back there, cause the people the countries. Basically, Esau's got those people in. They's always trying to take over something, so he's got them all in a row, all kinds of stuff going on there, man. You know, and Manasseh, the Cubans, Fidel Castro had them people locked down so much they don't know where they're coming and going. The American Indians and Gad, they pushed them to Trail of Tears and bashing their heads against the wall, man, our babies, you know, and Seminole Indians, all of them. With this whole country was full of Seminole Indians, full of different Indian tribes. And you call Indian is not the real word for them anyway. It's the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben, or Raboban, or Gad. And Naphtali, from Argentina to Chile, man, we're sitting over there picking up, doing things in some sort of captivity. This is what we had to go through in Asher, Colombia, man, to Uruguay, all the way to Issachar. The Mexicans, how they've taken them, and they have to sleep in the borders, man. They had our children. Some of them, they ain't seen them mothers and dads in 2 or 3 months, and then they want to swim for freedom, man. Some of them drown. This is how we're treated in captivity, man. This is how it is, and this the Most High was showing us in the book of Genesis 49 how we will be treated, where we will be situated. And the Most High said, read that for me again, verse 20, because it culminates and tells us what this was all about. Go ahead, read it for me again, if you could.
Verse 20. But as for you, ye thought evil against me.
You thought evil against me. Your brother, y'all brother, you thought evil of my brothers. You thought evil of me, man. You know, you don't supposed to think evil of your brother. You should be practicing what?
But God meant it to be good.
God, the Most High, meant it to be good, man. You know, Tawab. He meant it to be like I saw what y'all doing, but see, the Most High is intelligent, man.
Right.
He set all this up so we'll understand. So by the time we get the story, we will really see. The Most High just don't tell you something. He put it in a book. That's how you know this is our book here. That's how you know. You see the things that are happening to us. That's how you know that the Most High meant this to be good. He meant it because he saw. But we would have never known that if we didn't read the story back here. If we didn't understand what we've read. But the Most High give us this book. There's no white people, the other nations, East Indian, Chinese, Japanese, name some more nations. Western,
Australians, Russians.
Yeah, all of them. Hamites. They can't claim hold to this Bible. They don't know what we're reading. They don't even understand it. And by the time they try to understand it, they don't fully understand it. There's some things in here they've read and try to change our rights and try to switch them around. But the Most High meant this for what? For good.
Meant it to good.
Right. Go ahead.
To bring to pass.
To bring to pass.
As it is this day.
That's right. As it is this day. Finish reading.
To save much people alive.
To save what?
Much people alive.
To save what?
Much people alive.
To save much. When the Bible says much, it means many. To save the children of Israel alive. The Most High meant this for good, man. He meant this for our good, to save much people.
That's right.
To save much people, because during the famine that they had back there, look who was the Most High knows what he's doing, man. When our people, children of Israel, would have died. Mm-hmm. We would have died over there in Goshen, man. We would have died if Joseph wasn't even put in that hole and the whole story brought out. And the Most High, he told them the characteristics. He did a psychiatric evaluation on all the nations. Basically, go ahead.
Like you were saying just now, say Joseph could have been put an end to his brothers when they didn't know that was Joseph. But Joseph knew that was his brothers when they tried to come and get that food.
That's right.
When he was working in Egypt.
Damn right. Clap it up for him. Exactly right.
So he really forgave them. He gave them then.
That's right. He knew. He forgave them, and he did that. But his brothers still had that. You know how when you take and you know that you've done so much in your heart. Am I right or wrong? That's how you know it's a black man's book. I'm saying I'm gonna get that nigga. Until finally the lesson come up. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. And this ain't now. Now it ain't no guess or if. Now it's for real. It's like, you see now, now I got the power to take you out of here. See, for trying to put me in a hole. Go ahead.
And Salaka, even though Joseph forgave him back then, you know what I'm saying, they still felt guilty.
Right.
So they said, when our father died, man, he gonna come at us a strong man.
Damn
for
right.
what we did.
That's right.
They just felt guilty.
Yeah, they felt guilty. That's what this is. They felt guilty all over again, and that's just tearing their heart up, just tearing them up, man. Like they can't. It's tearing their mind up. Go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna say a little phrase. I was gonna say guilt can kill. Guilt can kill.
That's right. That's right. And they were guilty, man. And Joseph was trying to ease them because he said back in 19, he said, and Joseph, read that 19 for me.
Book of Genesis, chapter 50, and verse 19.
Right.
And Joseph said unto them,
Right.
Fear not.
Fear not. Go ahead.
For am I in the place of God?
Yeah, right. Because if Joseph probably would have been in place of God, and the Most High would have told him to do what he wanted. Joseph, man, he don't tell him what Joseph would have done. But Joseph was a man of the Most High.
That's right.
He had to be, because he said, in other words, he was teaching his brothers a lesson. Don't throw no more body in the hole. Don't go around killing somebody. He was teaching the commandments. He was teaching them brotherhood. You know, this is not how you do that. But am I in the place of God? Am I in the place, in other words, Joseph, what does that tell you? That Joseph followed who?
The Lord.
He followed the Most High. Joseph followed the Most High. He followed the Most High. He didn't just follow his own instinct, his own natural thinking, like they do in the Christian church here. They just, I just wake up. They have a bowl of beans and wake up with one text and start to preach all day long with one text. No, that's not how you do it. The Most High has something in store for Israel to teach all these nations what we will be and where we will become. That's why he said, am I in the place of God? Am I in the place of Yahweh? No, I'm not in the place of Yahweh. Joseph knew that. He understood that. And that's how they work. So where we at now on verse, what time we got here?
Oh, we got a good little minute.
Okay. I want you to read for me 7 more. We're going to go 21, Genesis 21, 1, 2, 3, 6. And then all the way to Exodus, the first chapter, okay? But at least finish out Genesis 50th chapter, and then we'll 7 verses like we're not accustomed to here in iSUPK.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50, and verse 21 in the Hebrew Assyrian Tanakh. Wa'ai taha. Allah, Tayara Awa, Ana Kaya, Aka Lakala, Ata Atakam, Wa'ath, Tapa Tapakam, Waya Naham, Awa Awatam, Waya Dabara,
Right.
Ayel, Labam, verse 22. Wayasha, Yawasap, Bama Tazarayam, Hawa'a, Waba Yata,
Right.
Aba Yawa,
Right.
Waya Khaya, Yawasap,
Right.
Ma'aha, Wa'ai Shara, Shanayam, verse 23. Waya Ra'a, Yawasap, La'a Parayam, Banaya, Shayam, Gam, Banaya, Maka Yara, Ban, Manasha, Yala Dawa, Ayel, Bara Kaya, Yawasap, verse 24. Waya Amara, Yawasap, Allah, Aha Yawa, Ana Kaya, Mata, Wa'a Lahayam, Pakwa, Yakwa, it's like Yapa, it's like Ya Pakwa, Atakam, Waha Allah, Slaki. Waha Allah. Atam was like Ata Kama. Mana. Ha'a Rataza. Azah Ata. Allah. Ha'a Rataza. Ashar. Nasha Ba'ai. La'a Baraham. Laya Taza Chakwa. Wala Ya'akwab. Verse 25. Waya Shaba'ai. Yawasa. Ata. Banaya. Yesha Yesra'ala. La'a Mara. Paquad. Yapa. Yapaquad. Alahayam. Ata. Atakam. Waha. Ala. Tam. Ata. Atiza. Mataya. Mazaha. Verse 26.
Right.
Wayamata. Yawasa. Ban. Ma'ah. Wa'ai Shara. Shanayim. Waya. Waya. Khana Tawa. Atawa. Waya Yasham. Ba'ai Rawan. Bama Taza Rayam.
All right, so let's go back to verse 20, and go ahead and for the sake of 7 verses, read Exodus 1.
Got you. The book of Exodus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 1. Why Allah, Shema Wata, Banaya, Yesha Yesra'ala, Haba Ayam, Mataza, Ramah, Ata, Ya'ai
Right.
Ayash, Waba, Yatawa, Ba'awa, verse 2. Ra'a, Waban, Shama'awan, La, Waya, Hawada, verse 3. Yesha.
Oh, no. That's verse 1. It's fine.
Okay, just verse
Go
1.
back to
Gotcha.
Genesis, the 50th chapter, 20 verse, and read the 7 verses
Gotcha.
in English. Get aboard in English. Tell them where you're at.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 50 and verse 20.
Right.
But as for you, he thought evil against me,
Right.
but God meant it into good,
That's right.
to bring to pass, as it is this day, to save much people alive.
Right. The Most High, the Joseph, like we said before, he's practicing brotherhood. He said, "Look, I'm not taking God's place here." In other words, y'all thought it evil to put me in that ditch and kill me.
Right.
We read this. That evil and put me in that ditch, but he said, "Look, man, I'm practicing brotherhood. That's what we do in the iSUPK." He say, "The Most High, it did all this for the good, to bring this to pass, man, until this day, to save what? Much people alive." Give me verse 21.
Verse 21.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore, fear ye not.
Right.
I will nourish you
Right.
and your little ones.
Right.
And he comforted them
Uh-huh.
and spake kindly unto them.
And as Joseph was basically saying, man, don't worry about it, man. I'm going to do what? Read that again.
I will nourish you.
Right. They will nourish you. They's going to give you milk, honey, food. Because all the storehouse of what Job had, all that food sitting up in there, right? He said, "Fear ye not. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna take you out of here." That's
Right.
basically what he said. I ain't gonna take you out of here, because we're gonna practice brotherhood today here. Go ahead,
right.
finish reading.
I will nourish you and your little ones.
Right, and your children also. Finish reading.
And he comforted them and spake kindly unto them.
Right,
And Joseph dwelt in Egypt,
right,
he and his father's house.
right.
And Joseph lived 110 years.
100, and back then, people, when they did right in the Lord, man, look how long he lived, man. 110 years old. That's an old man. Joseph basically said, "Fear not, man. Don't worry about it. I'm not." In other words, he eased their mind. He comforted them. And that's what you need to know when you think you're getting ready to go before the executioner, man. And Joseph will take him out and say, "Fear not, man. Don't worry about it. I ain't in the place of God. The Most High meant this to be good. Y'all thought it to be evil. Throwing me in the hole like that, man." He said, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of your family. I'm going to take care of your children. and I'm gonna make sure that you make it, and I'm gonna spare you. In other words, he spake kindly unto them, man. And Joseph was living in Egypt. I'm living in Egypt, and his father and Joseph lived 110 years. Finish reading for me, Baba Shah.
Verse 23. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation.
He saw Ephraim's children. That's the Puerto Ricans, man. He saw children. What generation?
Third generation.
You know, that's like 70, that's like 60. That's a long time, man. 110 years. He saw the great. That's like a generation is like 60, 65, 70 years. But back then, he saw them 3 generations. Read that for me again, verse 23.
Verse 23. And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation.
That's a long time. 3 generations? To see, like, I'm sitting up here, man, you know, Joseph, you know, 110 years old, you know, he's going to die in some time. And you see your great. That's like one of your children having a child, the children having a child, the children having a child.
That's right.
And you saw that. And that's a blessing for the Most High, isn't it? That's a blessing for Joseph for doing right. 3 generations, man. Finish reading for me if you could, Baba Shah.
Come. The children also of Makar, the son of Manasseh.
Son of Massa. That's the Manasseh. That's the Cubans, right?
That's right.
That's exactly right. So Joseph saw all of his people and their children. Finish reading for me.
The son of Manasseh were brought upon the Joseph's knee.
Yeah, put him down like, you know, had his baby, you know, put him on his knees like, you know, look at who I'm the progenitor of. He's going all the way back to Abraham if you think about that.
That's right.
And he said, look, these are my children. You know, and that's how this picks up. So go finish reading for me, verse 24.
Verse 24. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die.
Right. He did what?
I die.
He died. In other words, he was letting them know that, look, I'm getting ready to what? I'm getting ready to get out of here. I'm getting ready to give up the ghost. Exactly right. Finish reading from him. I'm sorry. Verse 24.
Verse 24.
Right.
And Joseph said unto his brethren,
Right.
I die. And God will surely visit you.
Right. Now, that ain't mean that when you let people read this, I die, I don't mean that he just dropped dead right now. He know he's getting ready to gather his body. He's losing his heat. You know, he's getting ready to go to the grave. And he was telling them, just like Jacob prepared all the 12 tribes, where they're going to be situated in Genesis, the 49th chapter, and I think it's Deuteronomy 33.
Right.
And that's what we talked about, the 12 tribes of Israel. So he's saying, I die. In other words, this is the old English way of saying, I'm getting ready to die. That's what they're saying. Finish reading. I die what?
And God will surely visit you.
God, yeah, he's going to visit him, man. Go ahead. And do what?
And bring you out of the land into the land which he swore.
When it says, I visit you, this means said, look, the Most High sees this. The angel sees that. And I'm going to take care of this. And I'm going to take care of this matter. And visit you mean, they're going to go through things. And the Most High say, what? And bring you what?
And bring you out of this land.
The Most High said he's going to bring them out of the land. And go ahead.
And to the land which he swore to Abraham.
Right. The Most High swear that to Abraham. The Most High, the Most High is the only one that actually can swear. He's the only one that's got a footstool to swear. We ain't got no footstool to swear nothing.
Right.
We ain't got that kind of power. The Most High is almighty. He can do what he's sovereign, man. So when he swears something, you can bet it's going to be.
That's right.
That's what this is saying. Finish reading for me.
Which he swore to Abraham,
right,
to Isaac and Jacob.
Abraham, read that again. He did what?
It's like it. And bring you out of this land,
right,
into the land which he swore unto Abraham.
To who?
To Abraham.
Go ahead.
To Isaac.
To who?
And Jacob.
Right. To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Though that's how we got here, man. Didn't say anything about Ishmael. Didn't say anything about no Africans.
That's right.
Didn't say anything about no Moabite Chinese. Didn't say anything about no Ammonites. Didn't say anything about no East Indians. No Africans. No Hagarenes. Didn't say anything about any of them. He said what? Read that for me again. And he swear what?
And he swore. And he swore to Abraham.
Right.
To Isaac.
Right.
And Jacob.
To Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's how you know we're the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, that's how you know we're the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, finish reading. We're gonna read a couple more. Then we'll close out here right here. Finish reading.
Verse 25.
Uh-huh.
And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel,
Right.
saying, God will surely visit you,
Right.
and ye shall carry up my bones from hence.
Right. That's how you finish reading.
Verse 26.
Last one. Uh-huh.
So Joseph died,
Right.
being 110 years old.
Right.
And they embalmed him, and he was put in the coffin in
Right.
Egypt.
Right, and that's what Joseph will put in the coffin. We're going to pick this up in Exodus 1, the next time we read the Sabbath service. Imagine. Okay. We're going to pick it up. We're going to salute the Torah. Salute the Gotcha. Mm-hmm. How about Shem Yahushua Barak Yah?
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Not the side, sir. Give to not the side. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So like a hakim, that means turn toward the east. We're going to go through the prayers in Hebrew and English. The Lord's Prayer. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakutka.
Malakutka.
Kaba'ah.
Kaba'ah.
Batazayka.
Batazayka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Ashah.
Ashah.
Aratazah.
Aratazah.
Hawab.
Hawab.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Yashamayim.
Yashamayim.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Kayawan.
Kayawan.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalakinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Wasalakinawa.
Wasalakinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Kabawakinawa.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Kaba'ayanawa.
Kaba'ayanawa.
Wanasayawan.
Wanasayawan.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Awashayanawa.
Awashayanawa.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Bahala.
Bahala.
Watapara.
Watapara.
Walonyam.
Walonyam.
Aman.
Aman.
What we said in the English, in the Hebrew, we said in the English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
thy kingdom come.
thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
And we forgive our debtors.
And we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not.
Lead us not
into temptation.
into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
The power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Amen. Hakak the power, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahweh.
Babu Kusha.
Babu Kusha.
Talanawa.
Talanawa.
Hakak.
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 Lara Pa'a.
Lara Pa'a.
Kamalaka.
Kamakala.
Wakal Marawa.
Wakal Marawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lataha.
Lataha.
Amatazari.
Amatazari.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwi.
Lahakwi.
Amathya.
Amathya.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Amatala.
Atala.
Agarsha.
Agarsha.
Bashim
Ba'ashem
Yahushua.
Yahweh.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
What we said in Hebrew, we're going to say in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
Manner of disease.
all manner of disease.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to cleanse the lepers.
Power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahweh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Bless Israel. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushua.
Bashim Yahushua. Barakinawa. Yasharala.
Wayabayah.
Wayabayah.
Sapariam. Barak Rapa'ah.
Barak Rapa'ah.
Magan.
Magan.
Bashim Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahweh.
The water.
The water.
Amen.
Amen.
What we said in the Hebrew, we said in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushua.
Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
Bless, heal, shield, and protect.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahweh,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121. Asha'ah,
Asha'ah,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Awarium,
Ahorium,
Ayan,
Ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Azariah,
Azariah,
Azariah Ma'aim,
Azariah Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ashah,
Ashah,
Shemaiah,
Shemaiah,
Aratazah,
Aratazah,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalia,
Regalia,
Ayanawam,
Ayanawam,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Hanala'ah,
Hanala'ah,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yashan,
Yashan,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Yamyanta,
Yamyanta,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Ayamash,
Ayamash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarab,
Wayarab,
Walayala,
Wayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makarai,
Makarai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Afnapashka,
Afnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazatka,
Tazatka,
Wabawatka,
Wabawak,
Ma'ata,
Ma'ata,
Wayai,
Wayai,
Awalam.
Awalam.
What we say in the Hebrew, we say in the English. I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
to the hills,
to the hills,
from which cometh my help.
from which cometh my help.
cometh from the Most High,
My help come from the Most High,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and
He
earth.
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy
He
foot to be
that
moved.
keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel,
he that keepeth Israel
shall not slumber nor sleep.
shall not slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy
The
keeper.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon
The
thy right
sun
hand.
shall not smite thee by
The
day,
sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve
and
thy going out
coming in,
and thy
from
coming
this
in
day
from
forth
this day forth
and forevermore.
and forevermore.
Psalms 83. Alahaya.
Alahai,
Adamaya.
Adamaya, Laka,
Atakarash.
Atakarash,
Aya.
Aya,
Ashakwat.
Asakwa,
Oh. Kayahana.
Kayahana,
Awabatyaka.
Gawabatyaka,
Yahama.
Yahama,
Yawan.
Yawan,
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash,
Almakah.
Almakah,
Yarawan.
Yarawan,
Sawada.
Sawada,
Wayata.
Wayata,
Natazawa.
Natazawa,
Atazawanyaka.
Atazawanyaka,
Amrawa.
Amawa,
Lakawa.
Lakawa,
Manakakadam.
Manakakadam,
Magaya.
Magaya,
Wala'a.
Wala'a,
Yakazar.
Yakazar,
Sham.
Sham,
Yasharala.
Yasharala,
Awada.
Awada,
Kaya.
Kaya,
Natazawa.
Natazawa,
Laba.
Laba,
Yakadwa.
Lakadwa,
Alyaka.
Alyaka,
Mariyah.
Mariyah,
Kawathwa.
Kawathwa,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Arawam.
Arawam,
Washamai.
Washamad,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Ma'awaba.
Ma'awaba,
Lagaria.
Lagaria,
Gabal.
Gabal,
Wamawan.
Lamawan,
Wamalak.
Wamalak,
Kalashak.
Kalashak,
Anya Shapyaka.
Anya Shap,
Kazawa.
Kazawa,
Gama Shawa.
Gama Shawa,
Lalawa.
Walawa,
Imam.
Imam,
Ayawa.
Yadawa,
Sarawai.
Sarawai,
Labanya
Labanya
Lawat.
Lawat,
Sala'a.
Sala'a,
Asha.
Asha,
Yaham.
Yaham,
Kamadia.
Kamadia,
Kasaya.
Kasaya,
Sara'ai.
Sara'ai,
Labadia.
Labadia,
Banakol.
Banakol,
Laquashwan.
Laquashwan,
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa,
Bayan.
Bayan,
Ara.
Ara,
Ayawa.
Ayawa,
Daman.
Daman,
Ladama.
Ladama,
Shayatamwa.
Shayatam,
Nada.
Nada,
Yamawa.
Nadawa,
Kara.
Kara,
Wakazaba.
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak,
Wakazazal.
Wakazazal,
Mana'ai.
Mara'a,
Call.
Call,
Nasayakamwa.
Nasayakamwa,
Ashar.
Ashar,
Amawa.
Amawa,
Nasharashah.
Nasharashah,
Lanawa.
Lamawa,
Af.
Af,
Nawaf.
Nawaf,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Alahaya.
Alahaya,
Sham. Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa,
Galia.
Galia, Galia,
Lakwash.
Lakwash,
Lapanya.
Lapanya,
Raka'a.
Raka'a,
Naash.
Naash,
Taba'ar. Ya'ar.
Taba'ar, Ya'ar,
Kalaba.
Kalaba,
Talahat.
Talahat,
Awarium.
Ahorium,
Khan.
Khan,
Taradakma.
Taradakma,
Basa'araka.
Basa'araka,
Basaba.
Kazaba,
Wapaka.
Wakapa,
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam,
Mala'a.
Mala'a,
Banyaham.
Banaham,
Alawan.
Alawan,
Wayabashwa.
Wayabashwa,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahawa.
Yahaw,
Yabashwa.
Labashwa,
Wayabahalwa.
Wayabahal,
Ayahai.
Ali'ai,
Waya.
Leya,
Rapawa.
Rapawa,
Wayaabawa.
Wayaabawa,
Wayadawa.
Wayadawa,
Kaya'ata.
Kaya'ata,
Shamka.
Shamka,
Yahawa.
Yahaw,
Labatka.
Labat,
Alyawan.
Alawan,
Akal.
Akal,
Arataza.
Arataza.
What we said in Hebrew, we say in English. Keep not thy silence.
Keep not thy silence,
O God, O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
hold not thy
Be
peace,
not still.
be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumble,
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
and they that hate thee have lifted up their
They
head.
have said,
They have said,
Slakia. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy
They
hidden
have
ones.
said,
They have said,
Come,
Come,
let us cut them off
let us cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Israel
That the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee,
the tabernacles of Edom,
tabernacles of
the
Edom,
Ishmaelites,
and Ishmaelites,
of Moab,
Moab,
the Hagarenes,
Hagarenes,
Gabal,
Gabal,
and Ammon,
and Ammon,
and Amalek,
Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre,
inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur has joined with them.
Ashur also
They
joined
have
with them.
opened the children of Lot.
They have opened the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them,
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Syria,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kasan,
brook of Kasan,
which perish at Endor.
which perish at Endor.
They become as dung of the earth.
They become as dung of the earth.
Make their nobles like a reb,
Make their nobles like a red,
and like Zeel,
and like Zeel.
yea, all the princes of Zabah,
Yeah, all the princes of Sabbath,
and Azamuna,
and Azamunda,
who said, Let us take to ourselves,
Let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of Most High
the houses of the Most High
in possession.
in possession.
Oh my Yahweh,
Oh my Yahweh,
make them like a will,
make them like a wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as they stumble before the
as the
wind,
fire that burneth the wood,
as the fire burns the
the
wood,
flame setteth the mountain on fire,
and the flame set the mountains
so
on fire.
persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid of thy storm,
and make them afraid of thy storm.
fill thy faces with shame,
Fill thy faces with
that they
shame,
may seek thy name,
that they may seek thy
O
name.
Lord,
O Lord,
and let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled
and-
forever,
and troubled forever.
and let them be put to shame
Let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish.
that men may know
Men may know
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh
is Yahweh
of the Most High
of the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Sir, does anybody want to be anointed? Sir. Oh, that's sir. Yeah, well, this is the time that we'll have anybody want to be anointed, and then we're going to anoint. That's what the Most High allows us to do as priests and prophets of the Most High. And
All right, if we could just go ahead and give them oil. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna anoint everybody's head. Give them each a turn to go ahead and say their name. There you go. Sisters, make sure you pull your head wrap off so that you can get your head anointed and then put it right back on, of course. All right. This prayer that we're gonna send up, just the priest of the Lord behind the table is gonna say it. All right. And then when it's time to say your name, you'll repeat your name 3 times. Ready? Come on, get back here. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yashamaraka.
Yashamaraka.
Ya'ar Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawah.
Panyawah.
Aliyaka.
Aliyaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yasha'ah. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Panyawah.
Panyawah.
Aliyaka.
Aliyaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
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 Adara.
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 Dar.
Adara.
Dar.
Adana. 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 Natazah. 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 Shara. 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 Ayana. 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 Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
Prayer we just sent up was Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh in the name of Yahushua bless, heal, shield, and protect. All right. We're going to go ahead and close it out. Men of Israel, one courteous salute to the men of Israel. Amadium Shabbat. Amadium Barak Yahweh Shem Yahweh Y'all give Matah, Sar towards the sisters. All right. One courteous salute to the sisters. All right. Men of Israel, Madiam Shabbat, Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shema Shem Yahweh. Y'all give Matah dismissed. Oh, Salakia. Go ahead and say it. Y'all give Matah dismissed.